Happy Sunday, everyone. It's me in my dining room or dining area. I thought I would do something a little different since it's already late Sunday. I just got home from singing 2 masses. Well, I had a little bit of Coke and some pizza first. Now my husband's gone to pick up my daughter from a birthday party, and so I have a few minutes to make a little video, and I wanted to maybe sing a little bit, but also to show you the Magnificat in case you haven't seen this. It's the monthly missal put out in the States. So it was given to me as a gift by a priest years ago, I think like in the mid 2000s when I was working at St. Michael's Cathedral in Toronto. There was a priest that was visiting, and he mentioned to me about this Magnificat because the missal in Canada, this is not really the most exciting thing that we get every month, but this version, this American version, is amazing. So I'll show you. This is the small version. So it's like the regular version for average people, not older people. But now I find myself in this category of the older people who like a large print edition of things. So there's not too much difference, but all the same wonderful content. So one of my favorite things about the Magnificat, that was the cats, is all the art that they include. So there's this beautiful reproduction of a famous painting, or maybe not so famous painting. It's called Simeon and Anna in the Temple, and then it gives you all sorts of information about it at the back. And so I just like to read about art. I don't get a lot of time, obviously, to do anything. So in the back, there's another piece reproduced of art. This one for February is this, which is the Temptation of Christ. And then there's all sorts of information about the artist and some things to look for in the painting that you might not notice. Also some of the reasons why it was painted a certain way. So I find it all very fascinating. So that's always a bonus gift with the missal, is that you get this information about sacred art, which is wonderful. Now then there's also sections after like a few days of daily masses and stuff like that, morning prayer and evening prayer. Then they also include information about saints you may know and saints you may have never heard of before. Also really interesting to read about. There are so many saints, modern and otherwise, that have done, either amazing things, stood up against violence and stood up for their faith. It's just really fabulous to read about. But they've also included meditations written by all sorts of people all across the world and across all generations. So for example, they have a meditation of the day. This is the February edition, so it's, Ash Wednesday and everything. This is called The Meaning of Ash Wednesday, and it was written by Bishop Eric Varden. And it tells you who he is. A convert to the Catholic faith, was abbot of the Cistercian monastery in Mount St. Bernard in Leicestershire, England. It's like Worcestershire sauce. From 2015 until 2019, when he became the bishop of the region of Trondheim in Norway. So anyway, he writes about Ash Wednesday, what the meaning is. And it's wonderful. So there's also, your average everyday things that you'd find in a missal for the month. Your daily mass, your daily readings. But also they have, like in the beginning, they do a little bit of Gregorian, which I love. There's always a hymn of the month. There's the hymn of the month. And this one is a hymn for the memorial of Saint Agatha, which is on February 5th. And it's called Agathae Sacrae Virginis. And you can see they've got it all for you in the notation, plain chant notation. So it's amazing. I highly recommend it, especially for Lent, if you're looking for something to, to offer as a special prayer that you're going to be doing during the Lenten season. I find picking up the Magnificat every day really, really wonderful. And it makes me happy, and I love everything about it. This is not an ad. I was given this originally as a gift, and every few years I buy myself a subscription. I don't buy it every year because I find that there's so much in it that I can't actually read it all every month, so I can always go back to them. So yeah, I highly recommend it. And when you buy a subscription, you also get an online version. So if you're out and about and you want to look up a reading or something, you're not sure if there's a special saint or a special feast day, you can look it up because it's also in there. They've got the liturgical calendar on the inside of the cover. That is my little message for you today. If you're looking for something wonderful to read, I highly recommend the Magnificat, which is based out of Yonkers, New York. And if you want to look it up, it's www.magnificat.com. And in US dollars, it's $69 for 1 year subscription. That's in US dollars. Obviously in Canadian dollars, it's a lot more than that. But yeah, it's wonderful. I love it. And for Lent, there's a Lenten thing. You get an extra supplement for Lent. And I think there's an Advent special supplement that you get if you subscribe around Christmas. So that's that. So I'm working on, the second thing I wanted to tell you about is I'm working on a hymn for, I guess Wednesday. I might do it earlier. But you'll all know the Make Me a Channel of Your Peace. Make me a channel of your peace. That. It's not one of my favorite tunes, but I do love the text. And I found this old hymn called Make Me a Channel of Blessing, which I love. It's written by someone named Harper G. Smith, so I still have to look up who this person is, or Smythe, possibly. I have to look up who this person is, but it's lovely, and I hope you'll enjoy it too. Obviously, it's not something that we would have in the Catholic Church. I don't think it's something that would be permitted to be sung based around their boundaries or requirements, but it's a lovely, lovely hymn, and I'll be singing 3 of the 4 verses. So it goes something like this. It goes, is your life a channel of blessing? Is the love of God flowing through you? Are you telling the lost of the Savior? Are you ready His service to do? Then it has a refrain, which I'll sing in the whole version, but it's really pretty. Make me a channel of blessing today. Make me a channel of blessing, I pray. My life possessing, my service blessing. Make me a channel of blessing today. So I offer you that this Sunday. Have a great Sunday afternoon or evening, depending on where you are. Greetings from my dining area. And we will see you in a couple of days. I'm just going to go enjoy my Coke. Also not an ad. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.